So the way this is shaping up here is it kind of seems like it's going to be like 2 videos per house. So it's probably like 24 sections. Anyway, alright, so that's actually relevant to the house. So, 5th house is, yeah, like I was saying, how you like to be entertained. You know, how you would go about being entertaining, I guess. So as an INTP, your 5th house is going to be ESTP, actually. So, let's take it from, since it's related to Leo, like, you know, as a kid, I really liked, you know, like Legos, Bionicle, like stuff where I got to build something, right? And I really liked, it usually was something that had instructions, but if something like has instructions, then I'd purposely like try to see what I could make without following the instructions. So even though like it's like that area, you'd get directed towards doing it a certain way, towards instructions of a certain person. But in my case, I don't think Virgo necessarily means that you're going to follow those orders, especially since like the 6th house of Virgo is Aquarius, so you're trying to like go with your own kind of routine. So like, you know, so I would still be trying to build things, and you know, I take things apart down to their like, you know, nuance, which I guess is part of the INTP thing in general. You know, so that, and the purpose of that, you know, is to get to see and play around with how things like come together, which is, you know, that ESTP is, you know, one of the most mechanically inclined types. And, you know, in my case, it's in a Virgo way, so, you know, I like to dot my I's and cross my T's as I please. You know, like the 5th house is kind of the thing that you'll not take seriously. You'll be creative with it. You will, like other people might be like stressing about it, making sure all of it fits. You know, and like whatever, but the 5th house will always be that thing that you're like, man, whatever, like it could be anything, which it could be good or bad. It could be something that really needs to be done to get something legal done, but you'll just like, oh, well, you know, if I have to get this done on the 7th, then why do I have to get it done on the 7th? Like, you know, why do you need me to get it done on the 7th? And that comes into like, you know, the INTP like questioning everything, like, oh, okay, so you're telling me I have to do it. Alright, why? I can play this game too. Like, you know, I can be just as forceful back with you about why it has to be done that day. You know, because there's a reason. Someone came up with the reason. There's a, you know, there's a reason this law was put in place. You know, and all you have to do is kind of just play with the why, and you can, you know, reattach it however you want. Like, as long as you understand how it's actually built. So like, you know, you can even say the 5th house is probably the really like lawyer, like, which it might be just be in my case because Virgo is there, but like, you know, it might be relatable, I guess, that way. Like, yeah, you just play around with, you know, I don't have to follow this. Why do I have to follow this?